We're looking here at the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica, awaiting the first appearance and the name of the new Pope, elected here just within the last hour. 12:07 p.m. is when we saw that smoke come billowing forth from the chimney atop the Sistine Chapel, signaling that a new Pope had been elected on this, the second day. This new Pope, whatever name they take, will be the third Pope in a row elected on the second day of conclave. Pope John Paul II, elected back in the 1970s, would have been elected on the third day. If that had been now, that would have been tomorrow.
Aren't you fascinated as well?
It is, yes, absolutely.
Just the number of people who were there even when, in fact, the voting hadn't even begun, that they made pilgrimage to St. Peter's Square. I've always been fascinated by the behaviors of people, but just to witness that person say, I'm just going to stand here as long as it takes, because I want to be in union with this moment.
And I love this shot that we just had there a moment ago, showing a couple of the cardinals out front of the basilica, one of them on their phone texting the information, no doubt. Very quickly, Professor Calamati, Ernest Calamati with Regis College, thank you so much. If you don't mind, stand by. I do want to shift gears briefly. We are joined now by reporter Rafael Romo, live in Rome, with the latest reaction there. Again, that white smoke visible here just in the last 30 minutes or so. Rafael, thank you for joining us here on Boston 25 News. Tell us what the scene is there and what we have going on behind you.
Hell, what an incredible moment that we have witnessed here at the Vatican. Yes, exactly right. It was about 40 minutes ago that we started to see some smoke billowing out of the Sistine Chapel. At first, it was difficult to see whether it was truly white, but then it became evident it was indeed white. And this crowd around me, many crowds, people making their way here still, just they were overjoyed. Many people with tears in their eyes. I saw a priest lifting up his arms, making the sign of the cross, and then joining the people, many of them rushing to this place behind me, St. Peter's Square. And from my vantage point where we are, this is one of the main spots in the entire city of Rome. To my right, I have the Tiber River. Right behind me is the Via della Conciliazione that leads into St. Peter's Square and St. Peter Basilica. We still see people rushing because at one point, perhaps hundreds of thousands of people are going to gather here at St. Peter's Square, because it's that balcony, the central balcony from St. Peter's Basilica, that's where a prominent cardinal is going to come out and is going to announce to the world that a new pope has been chosen. And he's going to say the following words in Latin. He's going to say, Annuncio vobis gaudium magnum habemus papa, which in English means, I announce to you a great joy, we have a pope. Of course, we don't know who that person is at this point. What we know is that that cardinal right now is at the so-called Room of Tears. This is a room adjoining the Sistine Chapel where for the first time that cardinal has a few moments for himself to be able to reflect and to pray about what just happened. That room also has the garments, the vestments, the adornments that the Pope is going to wear. And so he's going to have a few moments there and then proceed, make his way into St. Peter's Basilica and go to the balcony that I was telling you about. It's going to happen maybe this hour, maybe the next hour, but no longer than that. Now back to you.
Well, that was going to be my question for you, is with all of this happening in so much secrecy, does the Vatican give any indication, now that we have seen the white smoke, how long it will be before we actually see the new Pope? And as you just answered, hopefully within this hour, possibly within the next, but not long now. Rafael Romo reporting for us live there in Rome. Thank you so much for your coverage. And of course, we'll be looking to check back in here throughout the course of the afternoon. I want to bring in Professor Thomas Groom from the School of Theology and Ministry at Boston College, also watching this very closely. Professor Groom, thank you so much for joining us. I know that you were with us this morning as well before we had this vote. I'm just curious, based on what we discussed with you this morning, what you're seeing now, any changes, and just what is your excitement for what lies ahead?
Well, I'm excited. We're all waiting to know who the new pope is. It's amazing. It kind of captures the imagination of the world. I'm very surprised that they got the job done so quickly. Obviously, they had reached a fair amount of consensus before going into the conclave. I was expecting it to take 3 or 4 days, but no, here they are. They've got a pope for us already. So it's exciting. It'd be great to know who it is, and we can't, we're all holding our breath. And hopefully it's it's a good one. I'm sure it is a good one. And I was going to say hopefully it's my favorite, but we won't know until for a few more minutes, and then we'll go to work figuring out the person's background and the type of style and content and commitments and what have you they're likely to bring to the papacy. And so it is a very important appointment, not just for the Catholic Church, but indeed for the world in general.
Well, and I'm curious, you mentioned that you have a favorite. Are you willing to enlighten us as to who that individual might be, or at least a few of them?
Yeah, no, well, I think, oh my goodness, there's a Cardinal Greech, Greech, and he was very big on synodality and was a key supporter of Pope Francis.